that girl to go get something to drink. I'm not a woman, a guy for this, the red wine, for the blood, it's getting annoyingly satisfied to the rhyme, it is only gonna hurt you. You can only find that rhyme, but about the things that hurt you, for the swallowing of everything that you can find, single for the truth, for the damage on the mouth, for the almost all the time, for the cleaning of the shoes, and this is the case they cross that line. You'll be such for the good friends, that you can never find a where it ends and leads, and this is the thinking you're cool, and I think that I'm the coolest. For the might, for the right, for the wrong, for the right, for my love, for the drinking of the fast, and you can say I trust you, but I was born ages ago for the still, but I can heal it hard, for this is the words that I know. This is the telling for the girl for what she can. Silence and leaving his sunsets. Her having no mercy for the friend that will never go for this or the place where you can only deserve to have it. You never did for the heart, but you refuse it after you know. When you cross my path. When you cross my path, not to mess with me. I am not a wolf in sheep's clothing for the covering of the tree. Lying with no shame for destroying. As you grow older, you find you never change it deep enough for the traveling with me, my friend, letting yourself go for the disappearing of the world for different eyes and two. Don't understand, for there's nothing I can do for the habit. Awaken the truth about you. Caught you in the maze that ever brainwashed you, so the old days ahead of you, in front of you, for the torn into shreds. When you don't love yourself with the love for the yourself is fake enough, for the love it's pride, for you're just a product of the disgust. You have been abducted to you for the slave attached to these are the words to clarify yourself that you should listen, because I always say the truth. To be awakened. You had a short fuse, intimidated, but I can make a wish foundation to be a petition for that you can make a wish. I will have you forever for me to together for this to live inside of a dream. Absurd as it may seem, that I want to work for every day for the touching of the fingers and the skin of the arm. I love that you can find the kiss and you can be the love and not to find a richer need. I'm going to send that to you, but I'm not going to die. These results will only find yourself with the feet. I had no idea you could speak in the times that you deserve. Every piece, the rose bleeding non-existent for the hills. You were the well. When you cross my path, not to mess with me. I am not a wolf in sheep's clothing for the covering of a trace. I'm lying with no shame for destroying another's name. It will be the muse for the comedy and metronome for the chic and lie for the summer for the torrents of the paragraph where she replies with a kiss in the valley of an alibi. Pleading in a song for the barrage of silence and leaving in sunsets. Her having no mercy for the friend that will never go for this or the place where you can only deserve to have it. You never did for the how could you refuse it if you know already for the curtain. You in the end, then why pretend? Could you be your own friend for the life and living safe again for the self again for the harder to be that what you know for the decision at the end is only hard as you grow old. You'll find you never change it deep enough for the traveling with me, my friend, and letting yourself go for the disappearing of the world for if and hides into you. Don't understand, for there's nothing I can do for the habit. Awaken the truth about you. Caught you in the maze that ever brainwashed you. So the days ahead of you in front of you for the torn into shreds. When you don't love yourself with the love for the yourself is fake enough for the love it's pride, for you're just a product of the disgust. You have been abducted to beauty together for this to live inside of a dream. Not absurd as it may seem that I want to care for the everyday, for the touching of the fingers of the skin, for the eye love, you can find the kiss and you can be the love, and not to find a richer need. I'm gonna send that to you for the not gonna die. These results will only find yourself in defeat. I had no idea you can speak at times that you deserve. Every piece is the rose bleeding, non-existent for the hills. Really well, the weeping, non-existent for the night for this to be a streetish sign for you to be a paddy field, for this to be the coast, and only watching someone famous enough not get physical position, or in who's in a position to be confused enough for the non-existent who indeed is that for them to be every piece of you they deserve of me. It would be the melodic place that I can find that cadence to sing that verse for the pulling your thoughts, and this is the only for your wings and immerse on off and spring to set to fly for the flutter, get what it takes to catch that butterfly for the love stories and the rainbows and the regular glitters, and on my page and you can find the must and paint the grills, or eliminate the fresh enough for the exhausted line for the teacher should learn for the civil for brawl, but do I for the words you shoot your punch your smell, these are words of flares, electrifying, doesn't make sense in the heart one, overweights and meaty man scorn enough to tell me for when it resonates for me to get pedestals, you are the pillar for the showing of all arts and not the longevity for the kaleidoscope for the accepting of what you get crazy, being enough and pressing for the enraging for the engine for raging a little louder enough for it to become a blur for the yanking of the wolf to find yourself tight to right meant to be, for there was not a connection but the feeling exciting enough for or you are not worth my time, the pressure that's put on me for only again for the reason for to find my face over again and for the soul for my love for the igniting of to see myself putting out there for the gift and meant to be alone for the be. I'm agreeing myself for the being in alliance with the words of my own ears, painful as always. I thought that I loved you and you made me feel that I thought, but my ability to love you, you killed that love for the thought I loved, with the love for twinkle of the eyes, and you can find that line. Once you despise narcissistic and often told that we have more for the self-esteem, for this is the why we don't think the way you make me to yourself all that I think about. Sometimes you can have too much as present for the might equate to narcissistic enough not to have before yourself and not much enough. I can try for it, I often have that question for the all the ask and the scene for what you can help. See me to hold in your more time society for yourself to consider your own confidence and actuality, but not to claim to be more for the competent that you are, for the shouldn't state to be less for the competent you are not. Consider yourself the competent as you are, for this you could be for the two types. Sometimes we see for the lack of that, even the vision for what we can be advancing, the potential that what we must be grasping. So understand for the other word for the making of your ass grab for you. The gap I only provide the same I love you for the hurt sanity, but I care less. So you felt the less I cried. Now you call me the mess and I laugh for you laughing. You lose it for the guys and I strength for the heart. Dead, you pray instead for the freezing. You blow my mind for the picking up of the knife and you greedy slice and triple for the nose. You cheer for the blade of the horizon. Cuts yourself with a smile. I'm sad enough that you can be happy on the side of a great fight parade. So burn for the enough of the port of fuel for the bullets to fly. You can reload for the I die magnified minds and fried enough for the zapping of the eyes and blood on the floor for the holding of it. You can find your greeting. A jacket and only bend for this is what you can find the dread for the watching of words and cerebral limbs and locked inside of a basement for the cage and singing inside the torture for the you can play the game for the engulfing of the flame for the setting of a blaze. You watch as I become for the insane waving of his mind blow mine. This is the heart for the passing of your need for the fire. And taking for what you know for the every bullet you can swallow for the digesting of the piercing words that I torn into the soul for the feeling of my boiling blood for the heating up ever slow enough for you to be a peacekeeper for I'm kinda like that for that I begot for the existing for the hateful environment. For the peacekeeper for when you can push me and raise your voice for the spitting of venom into my eyes and you can test me. Both you and I for the turning again. Hello. Carefully enough to not to disturb for the danger below. Taking the flow must be vigilant of some sort. But narrowing of the mind for the tragedy, but you can find clear for the tragic. Strange sound is unknown to you for the exuberance of joy. Living inspiration for you can be effectual remedy of the heart for the throat. You're piercing half a sudden see for what is clear enough for the predominant pride. You can be apathetic as a smile beat. Harrowing tragedy for your heart to be animated for distinguishing of a delicate act. You are anything by and you blow my mind for the picking up of the knife, and you maybe slice it, triple for the dildo, cheer for the blade of horizon, cuts yourself with a smile. I'm sad enough that you could be happier than cut out of the grave for the parade. So burn for the knife for the portal fuel for the bullets that fly. You can preload from the eye, diamatic vibe. Minds are fried enough for the zapping of the eyes and blood on the floor for the holding of the you can find your greeting. A jacket and only band for this is what you can find the dread for the watching of what's in circle lamps and locked inside of a basement for the cage and seen inside of torture for the you can play the game for the engulfing of the flame for the setting of a blaze. You watch as I become for the insane moving of this mind blow mind. This is the heart for the passing of your need for the fire. And take it for what you know for the every bullet you can swallow for the digesting of the piercing words and I torn into the soul for the feeling of my boiling blood for the heating up of ever slow enough for you to be a peacekeeper for I'm kinda like that for that I become an existence for the behavior environment. For the peacekeeper for when you can push me. You reach you that girl go get something to drink I'm test me. Line up with both you and I for the treading again. Hello. Carefully enough to not use that girl to go get something to drink I'm not a woman of God for this is the red wine for the blood it's getting it knowingly satisfied to the rhyme it is only gonna hurt you. You can only find that rhyme about the things that hurt you for the swallowing of everything that you can find single for the truth for the name is on the mouth for the almost all the time for the claiming in the shoes for this is the case they cross that line. Maybe such for the good friends but you can never find it where it ends and leads and this is the thinking you're cool and I think that I'm the coolest. For the right, for the wrong, for the right, for my love, for the drinking of the fast and you can say I trust you but that was on the bar ages ago for the skill but I can heal it hard for this is the words that I know. This is the telling for the girl for what she can find for the eye and the knife for the cause of the every time for that I can think about it for this if I die for this a little bit inside for every smile you can take out of me for any story. Put it back in the shelf for the fake myself the glow for the empty glass of the shit make your face I'm not a woman, I'm a guy. I can tell that. Who's that girl to go get something to drink? Who's that girl to go get something to drink? I'm not a woman, a guy for this is the red wine for the blood it's getting and knowingly satisfied to the rhyme it is only gonna hurt you. You can only find that rhyme but about the things that hurt you for the swallowing and everything that you can find single for the truth for the name is on the mouth for almost all the time for the cleaning of the shoes and this is the case they cross that line. We such for the good friends but you can never find it where it lives and leads and this is the thinking you're cool and I think that I'm the coolest. For the mind, for the right, for the wrong, for the right, for my love, for the drinking of the fast and you can say I trust you but that was on the bar ages ago for the still but I can heal it hard for this is the words that I know. This is the telling for the girl for what she can find for the eye and the night for the cause of the every time for that I can think about it for this if I die for this a little bit inside for the every smile you can take out of me for any story. Put it back in. Who's that girl to go get? Who's that girl to go get something to drink? I'm not a woman of God for this is the red wine for the blood it's getting unknowingly satisfied to the rhyme it is only gonna hurt you. Who's that girl to go get something to drink? I'm not a woman of God. Who's that girl to go get something to drink? I'm not a woman of God for this is the red wine for the blood it's getting unknowingly satisfied to the rhyme it is only gonna hurt you. You can only find that rhyme for about the things that hurt you for the swallowing of everything that you can find single for the truth for the name is on the mouth for the almost all the time for the cleaning of the shoes and this is the case they cross that line. We'll be such for the good friends but you can never find it where it ends and leads and this is the thinking you're cool and I think that I'm the coolest. But my for the right, for the wrong, for the right, for my love, for the drinking of the fast and you can say I trust you but that was on the born ages ago for the still but I can heal it hard for this is the words that I know. This is the telling for the girl for what she can find for the eye and the night for the cause of the every time for that I can think about it for this if I die for this a little bit inside for the every smile you can take out of me for any story. Put it back on the shelf for the fake my soul to glory for the empty glass of the shit that your face is I'm not a woman, not a guy. Who's that girl to go get something to drink? I'm not a woman, a guy for this is the red wine for the blood it's getting unknowingly satisfied to the rhyme it is only gonna hurt you. You can only find that rhyme for about the things that hurt you for the swallowing of everything that you can find single for the truth for the name is on the mouth for the almost all the time for the cleaning of the shoes and this is the case they cross that line. We'll be such for the good friends but you can never find it where it ends and leads and this is the thinking you're cool and I think that I'm the coolest. But my for the right, for the wrong, for the right, for my love, for the drinking of the fast and you can say I trust you but that was on the born ages ago for the still but I can heal it hard for this is the words that I know. This is the telling for the girl for what she can find for the eye and the night for the cause of the every time for that I can think about it for this if I die for this a little bit inside for the every smile you can take out of me for any story. Put it back on the shelf for the fake my soul to glory for the empty glass of the shit that your face is I'm not a woman, not a guy. I can tell that for the passing of my horizon for the meaning of sick needs and this is not I'm not a woman or a guy. I am a woman not a guy. I am a guy, not a woman. Swallow single every single for that you can find yourself save for truth for this is the name of the mouth for almost all the time for that I can happen to cross that line. Avoid passing that around. Understanding the kudos and what you can find from doing for the only pictures to be found already for the capturing. The sea of lies and known as fucked up and already for the cipher. This is the light. And every voice for every heard for the nuisance and you can find a mirror for the slide for the beautiful disguise that keep you waiting for the touching of your soul. Just say goodbye. That satisfaction will be guaranteed for this to be the moment for the apathy, for the disease and the contagious enough for not to be eating anything for the stopping it, dying for the keeping the art going. I would never feel I have it done enough for the keeping of myself, improving for the rambling, the arming, for the bridging, for the puppet, for the thinking that they want to control. Enough to make you hungry in silence. You would be that foxy rage, and just enough for the improper factions, and enough for the bow, for the hearty, for the speaking, and the what the thief and swift, and your head is light. Your love for the reaching, the forever, now I see for the mind making impression for me, the plight for the lines, and divided for the roar, the view for this to be mine, I will give to you. If you can find that, for the proper favor sight, for the paper people in me, since assessing the guy, and I'm quiet, running around it for the whole new world. Name of the sweet singer on that stereotype of the radio, for you be the favorite sound, for the listening of the cheers, the music and the enjoying the silence with them, for the speaking of contentment, for the favorite feeling. Air feeling is so soft, for the feeling of the warmth, for the happiness to be safe here, and I know it. Or don't I know, for some days it'll be hard here. That love is here for the hope. You are here for the day, for the guessing where I should be, for I should be here. Maybe I was written to speak. You are my soul, within me in the whole. For this, the moon, for the black nights in the moon, for the feeling of the fates, where I'm set enough for the sun, for the life of wonder, for the every rainy day, for you standing behind me. Every goodness in my nature is because of the seeds and the motivating sentences for me, for the life of the wonders and coming for hope for spring days. I need that sorrow for the happiness of leaving my life for only yours. And needing in your arms for the being that, for the heart, for the days to pass, and smile on my face for weak behind the sword. I was facing that. For the enemies in a relationship, for the sword is blunt enough for you to not be here for me. Alone in this house. The bed is cold enough that I can turn, for the one to hold, for the warmth to feel, for the curves to caress my touch, no acquaintances that smell, no lingering of all. Just alone enough for the cold defeat to dangle. Hug will now myself for the one or two missing the kisses, sweet lips along the kiss. She was sexy. She did fill me with bliss. The eyes to get lost into, the first thing that attracted, for the slender neck, for the jawline. Nibbling out the air for you, remind for that missing you close enough, for the hoping that you will see the only there for me, for the beautiful I can take care. But never want that back enough, for the lion to feel no shame, for the you can cross my path with not mess with me enough, for the wolf, for the sheep clothing, for the covering of the trace, but I'm a lion. Who's that girl to go get something to drink? I'm not a woman, a guy, for this is the red wine, for the blood. Who's that girl to go get something to drink? I'm not a woman, a guy, for this is the red wine, for the blood it's eating and knowingly satisfied to the rhyme, but it's only gonna hurt you. You can only find that rhyme about the things that hurt you, for the swallowing of everything that you can find, singing for the truth, for the name is on the mouth, for the almost all the time, for the cleaning of the shoes, and this is the case that they cross that line. We search for the good friends, for you can never find it where it ends and leads, and this is the thinking you're cool, and I think that I'm the coolest. For the right, for the wrong, for the right, for my love, for the drinking of the fast. And you can say I trust you, but I was on the born ages ago, for the still that I can heal the heart, for this is the words that I know. This is the telling for the girl, for what she can find, for the I am the night, for the cause, for the every time, for that I can think about it, for this, if I die, for this, a little bit inside, for the every smile you can take out of me, for any story. Put it back on the shelf, for the fake my soul to glory, for the empty glasses, the shit that you face, is I'm not a woman, I'm a God. And I can tell that for the past and goodbye and rising, for the meeting and sick needs, and this is not, I'm not a woman or a God. I am a woman, not a guy. I am a God, not a woman. Swallow single, every single, for that you can find yourself, save for truth, for this is the name of the mouth, for almost all the time, for that I can have it to cross that line. Never way past it, that arousal. Understanding the kudos from what you can find, from the doing, for doing the pictures to be found already for the capturing. The sea of lies and known as fucked up and already for the sight, for this is the light. And every voice for every heard for the nuisance, and you can find it never for the slide, for the beautiful disguise that keep you waiting for the touching of your soul. So say goodbye. That satisfaction would be guaranteed, for this to be the moment, for the apathy, for the disease and the contagious enough, for not to be eating anything, for the stopping it, dying, for the keeping that are going. I would never feel I have it done enough, for the keeping of myself and improving, for the rambling, the arming, for the bridging, for the puppet, for the thinking that they want to control. Enough to make you hungry in silence. Be that foxy rage, and this enough for the improper factions, and enough for the bow, for the hearty, for the speaking, and the what the thief and swift, and your head is like your love for the reaching forever. Now I see for the mind making impression for me, and the plight for the lines, and divided for the form, the view for this to be mine, I will give to you. If you can find that, for the proper favor sight, for the paper people in me, since I said some guy, and I'm quiet, running around it for the owning world. Name of the sweet singer on that stereotype of the radio, for you be the favorite sound, for the listening of the cheers. The music and the enjoying the silence with them, for the speaking of contentment, for the favorite feeling. Air feeling is so soft, for the feeling of the warmth, for the happiness to be safe here, and I know it. Or don't I know, for some days it'll be hard here. That love is here for the hope. You are here for the day, for the guessing where I should be, for I should be here. Maybe I was written to speak.
You are my soul, but you need me in the hole. For this, the moon, for the black nights, in the moon, for the veiling of the fates. When where I'm set enough for the sun, for the life of wonder, for the ever rainy devil you standing behind me. Every goodness in my nature is because of the seeds and the motivating sentences for me, for the life of the wonders and coming for hope for spring days.